Boys, look at this. It's like the good old days. We've got a park video to start off the day. It's actually a really nice day today. I can't believe it. So clear. Anyways, you don't give a shit about that. You just want to see me make bank. So let's discuss the making bank situation. I made a video this morning for this channel, edited that bad boy. And then I was like, I'm hungry. So I went and got breakfast. And then I ate my breakfast and I was like, I need to record the TikTok for the day. So I went to the park, recorded the TikTok. And I'm going to send that to my editor after this. And then we've got to get on the Premiere Pro grind, get in the trenches and edit the Glock video. I want to finish it today. We've got maybe 2 hours to get it done. So I'm going to focus on that and hopefully get the final version edited, schedule it on YouTube, and boom. Like, that is flipping closure right there for finally. I mean, yeah, that YouTube channel, I've been running it since I was 16 years old. This is probably the last video I'm going to make, and I'm just excited to kind of get it done. Sad day, but also I think it's nice to wrap it off. And yeah, that YouTube channel taught me a lot. So any of you are young out there, I'd recommend just starting something, giving it your best shot. Make a faceless channel about something you like, video game or something. It will teach you a lot of skills. So yeah, and then after that's done, we can focus on the advertisements. And I believe I'm feeling actually extremely bullish on the brand so far, because I showed my editor the ads that we'd made, and I kind of got so lost in the sauce when I was making them, thinking about using AI and like these Twitter templates and all this bullshit, that I'd sort of forgot that the people that we're actually selling to are real human beings. They're not just robots. So you have actually got to just make your shit look legit, and you don't have to do anything crazy. I think, like, I was trying too hard before. Once we get the products, I'm literally just gonna take some photos of them, put them on Facebook, and just write some normal ass copy and not be such a little cringe tryhard. Like, there's just no need for that. I think that's why a lot of people fail dropshipping, is because they're doing all these AI videos and all this like AI bullshit and trying to make like fat loss supplements and stuff like this. Like, just sell something people want, and then you don't need to overcomplicate it. I think that's the strat. So now we've got something people want. There's no need to lie. There's no need to just try and deceive the customers. Like, I'm literally just going to take photos, smack them on there, and see if it works. And hopefully it does. So that's the updated plan, to be honest. It's very easy to get caught up in all these tutorials of people trying to do something new and flashy. And then you realise that actually, it's just no need for that if you find a good product. And I think that's what we've got. Anyways, let's go back inside and carry on working, because we've got to get this video done. Today is obviously a bit of a special day because it's day 200, so I thought I'd do a recap on my entire journey so far and all of the milestones and things that we've been through, all the different businesses I've tried to run, all the different brands that we've tried and failed, and just kind of get a picture of actually how far through this challenge actually am I, because the goal was to do this for 1 entire year, and I think it's a good point now to stop and assess. We're about halfway through, and just see where we've come. So I've made this in Canva, which is just like a calendar with some blocks, and you can see the sort of spread. I know what all these colors mean, and I'm going to explain it to you now, but this sort of visualizes the whole year and what I've been up to, what I've actually managed to achieve, how far I've come, what I've learned, and what I'll be doing going forward. So let's have a look. So guys, we started this channel on the 2nd of November, which was here. And I was a completely different person when I started this YouTube channel. I don't think you quite understand. If you go back and watch my first few videos, you'll see what I mean. One thing that has for sure changed about me is just I've definitely got a deeper understanding of myself, a deeper understanding of the world, and I've also got a much clearer understanding of what I want out of life. I think those are the biggest things that I've changed. I've also become a lot fitter. My stress tolerance has increased a lot. I've become a much harder worker, and I've also become a stronger willed person. I feel like I stand up for myself more in conversation now. I'm more confident, and I'm definitely I'm just less scared of a lot of things. I think that's one thing that's changed. Obviously, I'm only 19, so this is just natural development anyway. But I definitely think this journey has accelerated a lot of development for me. And I feel like I've sort of zoomed past a lot of people that were my age before I started this journey. So this first sort of half a month in November was me literally just researching and looking for different sort of business models. I had a rough idea when I started the YouTube channel that I wanted to do e-commerce, which is basically just selling things online. So I was watching some courses, sort of getting an understanding of what that would entail, and if it was something that I actually wanted to go into. And I decided it was. So for this first half a month in November, I was sort of building a practice brand just by myself to sort of get a feel for the whole process. So it was for this like shitty Galaxy projector bullshit. No, it wasn't Galaxy projector. It was this like Planet Globe. I've actually still got it right here. I'll show you quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend running this product. I ran it because I didn't really care what it was. I just wanted to practice. So yeah, it's this like crystal ball and it's got a moon in it. And you can plug it in on this lamp and then it sort of glows from the bottom and it looks kind of cool. I can probably show you with this actually. You can kind of see what it would look like. So that was the product. And this was like a very viral trending product on TikTok. I found it with the like scrolling method that a lot of the gurus recommend. But I knew full well the product didn't really matter. This was just about me figuring out what the work would actually look like, going through the motions and deciding if this was actually something that I could do and wanted to do. Because if I found out that it was really hard or I really hated it, then I probably would have found a different business model. So that's why I decided to just run this product and just see how it was. So at this point, about day 18, we got a new character in the story, and that is my friend Jonathan. So I rang him up on like day 3, and I told him about the challenge that I was doing, and I asked him if he wanted to be part of it with me, and he said he would be. And I gave him like 2 weeks to think about it, and eventually he got back to me on like the 18th of November, and he said he was down. So we had a meeting together where we sort of made a contract, and we discussed what we were expecting of each other, the level of commitment, how long we would do it for, just so that we sort of had that like joint vision and we were perfectly clear on what was happening. I think that was a really good step to do. Definitely would recommend that if you're looking for a business partner. So then this turquoise bit here, all the way through here, this was the first brand that we ran. And this was absolutely shocking. I'm so glad this didn't work because I would have been so like, I would have not been proud of myself if we'd actually become successful off this. I've still got the product somewhere, but it was this like massage roller. I've been watching a lot of the recommended videos for like good dropshipping products, and if you watch any of them nowadays, they're all basically about choosing, in my opinion, really scammy and just picking on people's like poor mental health, poor knowledge of like science, and just really terrible self-esteem, picking on those aspects and then basically exploiting them to try and get money. I really don't agree with that, and it's not something that I wanted to be successful from. So it was this like massage roller that you'd like use on your legs, and it apparently removes cellulite, right? That was the thing. And at this point in time, this was the hungriest I've ever been for money. When I was doing this, I just got the get rich or die trying mentality, and I was trying everything to try and get money. Like, as long as it was legal, I was doing it. And this shit was like so morally wrong, but it was legal. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And me and Johnny tried this for like 2.5 months, and luckily we failed miserably because I would have not been proud of myself if we'd built a brand off that. It was really, I think it was quite a very insensitive thing to do. I don't agree with making money off people's insecurities at all, even though that is what the internet will tell you to do. If you get into ecom, a lot of people will say you need to pick a pain point, do a problem-solving product. They'll tell you to sell fake weight loss pills. And it does work, yeah, but is that really what you want? Is that what you want to be known for? Is that what you want to be proud of? Like yes, we're trying to get money here, guys, but you've also got to think about the legacy that you're building, and are you going to be proud of it in the future? So that was the first thing we learned. That was a massive life lesson from there that I learned, and actually sort of thinking about what sort of person I want to be and how I want to get to the destination rather than just where the destination is. Because at the start, I was just like, I want to get here, I will do anything to get there. After this brand, I was like, actually, let's just think about how I get there, because that is also important. So that was that brand then. And then we got to here, and we had a massive issue where we basically had a bunch of ad credit that was going to expire in 10 days, and we wanted to use it. So what we did was we ran TikTok ads for my CS:GO knives that I'd made when I was like 16 years old. So there's some still on the wall here. They're like these little plastic knives that I 3D printed and painted when I was a kid, and I still had loads of content for them. So we decided to make some ads and try and run them just to make the most of the ad credit. We didn't sell any, but yeah, that was the green bit there, which is just kind of like a speed run. So then this little orange bit here, literally 2 days. So this orange bit was the second brand that we tried to run. So we decided to go with a very visual and simple product, and it was this lipstick thing. It was like a special lipstick, and we did like the proper most dropshippy like competitive thing ever. We went on Calodata, and me and Johnny pulled an all-nighter where we just made an entire brand in one day. We stayed up all night together, just scouring Calodata. We found this lipstick thing that was like taking off. So we built an entire website, made ads, did everything, and then ran them all in one day. And that did pretty shit. So we learned something from that one, which was you need to pick a product. If you're trying to build a long-term brand, you need to pick a niche that you understand at least at a basic level. Because what we learned from this was we tried to make this lipstick brand, but we didn't know anything about lipstick. We didn't know about any of our customers. We had no idea what we were doing. And after building that brand, I spoke to this girl, and she was like, yeah, your website's awful. This is the wrong, like the product images that you've used, they're not even on the same, they're not for the same product. Like this is very obvious to anybody that uses lipstick that you're faking it and you don't know what you're doing. So it's not very professional. So that was something we learned from that 2-day brand. Two things. One was I hate the Calodata strat. I hate just competing with people for the same resources. And the second thing was actually know your audience and don't pick something that you know nothing about. Now, after this, we was pretty demotivated. We'd spent a lot of our money. We were both very busy with other commitments, and we were just kind of like, yeah, let's just stop, reassess, and think about how to do this with a bit more of a sustainable approach, because the speedrun brand of Calodata and all of that, I just did not enjoy it at all. I want to build something a bit more slowly and actually something that is our unique input. Something that has come from me and Jonathan's minds and has got like an actual theory behind it, rather than just, yeah, let's just pick anything that's exploding on Calodata and just try and run it up, because we're not good enough to do that, and it's just not something I want to do. So this red here, this was March. So for this whole thing, I was flipping, basically doing a side quest. So like I said to you a second ago, I used to run this YouTube channel where I would 3D print stuff, make videos about it, and then people would buy them off my website. This was a little hustle that I had going when I was in school and when I was in sixth form. And it was at the back of my mind because I'd given up that channel to do this challenge, and it was something that I kind of missed. And I'd been working on this video for quite a long time before I actually dropped it and went in to do like drop shipping. And this was a channel where, like I said, I 3D print stuff, film it, but there was a video that I hadn't finished, and it was like an absolute masterpiece, and I really wanted to see it actually made and sort of tie off the whole YouTube channel journey. So for the whole of March, I worked with my editor to try and get this video made, and we did a really good job. We got it pretty much 99% of the way there, and then we stopped, and we never finished it. It was like there pretty much, but we never finished it. And I can't remember what happened, but Jonathan came back, and we just went straight into the next brand. So the Glock video never got done. But for the last few days this week, I've actually finished off the Glock video, and I'm going to post it sometime this week. So stay tuned for that. I'll make sure to promote it on this channel so you can have a little look. Anyways, so moving into April. April, we did brand number 3. Now, I don't want to really hint at what this is at all, because something you've got to understand is, in this space, it's very easy for people to find your website and then grief it. Now, I know this because there's another guy that I've watched. I obviously watch a lot of creators in this space, very small YouTubers and also big YouTubers. And I know some smaller YouTubers that were too vocal about their brand. People found it and then basically paid Meta insiders to just take down their website, get them banned on everything, and just like spam not very nice reviews on their website. And this is something people do, so I'm just want to be really cautious with my brand and not leak it at all to you guys. So I'm going to keep it very vague, but I'm going to tell you what we changed about this brand and then what we used to learn lessons and how like the process changed. So the first thing we did was we made a list of all of the niches that me and Jonathan had an edge over and anything that we knew in these areas. We picked a niche that Jonathan knew a lot about, and then we found very simple visual products on AliExpress that were not expensive, below £5 cost of goods, and were just very visual. Like, we didn't worry about the demand or the supply. We knew the demand was there because there's another big brand running the products, but we didn't really worry about, oh, does it solve a problem? Is it curing an insecurity? We didn't look at that. We just looked at products that were like, okay, that is a pretty cool product. We know a lot about the niche. So now we can have an edge over the market and build a brand that we actually understand. And this was the key. So we've been building this for about 2 months now. We've been running ads. We've had sales. We haven't made money. We've brought in about $400. We haven't made profit, but it's looking really promising. And you've got to bear in mind, me and Jonathan, we're still beginners. We don't really know what we're doing. We've only ran like one brand before, and it was terrible. So really, this is like, it's looking promising. The fact that we had about a 0.7 ROAS, which is return on ad spend. So for every £1 that you spend on ads, we were getting back 80p. The fact that we were actually getting sales, even with our terrible content, is very promising, and I'm excited to see how this brand progresses. I think the lessons that we've learned so far has meant that we're building something that we're both interested in, we're both proud of, and something that the people want, and that's a bit unique. And I think we can scale this slowly instead of trying to run it up in one night. Build it slowly, and hopefully it will last, and we can really grow it as much as possible. So that's where we're at now, and we're going to continue building this brand for as long as possible. Guys, if you're new and you don't know what's going on, my name is Finn, and this YouTube channel, basically the purpose of it is, it's to keep me accountable and record this whole journey, because I want to make sure I'm working every single day to try and do this challenge as fairly as possible. And the challenge is to try and make 10K a month in 1 year by following all the advice from the online gurus saying, oh, you can change your situation. You've just got to lock in for 1 year. Well, guess what? I'm locking in for 1 year on e-commerce, like the most basic bitch stuff. Does it work? Can I do it in 1 year? And these videos are going to make sure I stay accountable and do them. So if you're here for the journey and you want to see me try and make 10K a month in 1 year, subscribe right now and follow the journey. And also, obviously, you can earn money from YouTube. So by subscribing, you're directly helping me reach my goals, because I can build this personal brand up and hopefully do something with it in the future. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully next time I show this calendar, we're going to be making some serious money. All right, boys, peace.